and welcome to a Sci Sports News special. And today the teams have been announced for this year's Ryder Cup at Haydock Golf Course. Lee Caldwell captains this year's team with Tom Brannigan as vice captain and has picked a strong side with, and noticeably this year, Tony Shock and Jason Hargrave playing on the same team, which sadly brings an end to the annual Haydock arse kicking handed out by Tony Shock. But at least this time, Hargrave will be on the winning side. Meanwhile, Paul Tyndall captains the opposing side with Lee Whitehead as vice captain, measuring a massive 3'6" between them, and Tyndall seems to have gone for a team based on experience and those not tall enough for rides at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Well, when we say experience, it looks like the roll call at the old folks' home. Now on to the pairings for the Greensomes and the singles matches for this year's event. Captain Caldwell and Shockey will be handing out an taking on Ernie and Chris Brown, with Caldwell already stating that he has earplugs at the ready for 9 holes with Ernie. Big John Sutton is paired with the Pusher, taking on Tyndall and PC Soft Arse, and with Sutton and Pusher together and a large lake in the middle of the course, there's already fears that Tyndall and Handley won't make the singles matches. Skeletor and Vice Captain Brannigan will go up against Holbrook and Dave Parr. With Pete now enjoying his retirement, the Ryder Cup event will be his 19th round of golf that week. Hargrave and Train Wanker Taylor will get off to a winning start against Vice Captain Whitehead and Captain Charisma. Ross Bummings will team up with newcomer Mike Savage to take on Barney and Whitehead Senior. Sam King and Grant Collier will take on Neil Grant and Alan Walsh, with that match scheduled to end the following Tuesday. And finally, Steve Maybe and Dave Jones will take on Hurricane Higgins and Barry Marsden in the final foursomes game, with Higgins already having that crap joke about the Elvis Presley hotline in his locker and ready to use it at least 20 times during that match. On to the singles matches now, and they will both start with the captains, Caldwell versus Tyndall. I just hope that Caldwell has some of those earplugs spare after his Greensomes match with Ernie. A cracking match ahead between Ross Bummings and PC Soft Arse in what could be a walkover for Bummings should it start raining during the lunch break. Tony Shock will take on Andy Flint and Pete Holbrook, playing against big hitter Sutton. Jason Hargrave will have a tough match against Little Dave Parr, and Train Wanker Taylor has an equally tough game with Little Lee Whitehead. The Pusher may have to borrow some of Caldwell's ear defenders as he takes on Ernie, who used to be a milkman apparently, and also is favourite to end up in the course lake. And another newcomer, Sam King, taking on newly promoted Chris Brown. Cy Davenport takes on Big Dave Whitehead, and another newcomer, Dave Jones, will be taking on Barney. Vice Captain Brannigan takes on Hurricane Higgins, and Grant Collier taking on Barry Marsden in what could be the first match ever to finish under floodlights. Mike Savage is pitted against Neil Grant in Mike's first appearance in a Ryder Cup, and finally Steve Maybe takes on Alan Walsh. So there you go, there's the lineup, the foursomes and the single matches for this year's Ryder Cup. Some fantastic matches, and congratulations to Jason Hargrave for being on the winning team at last, and there won't be one player who won't have heard that fucking Elvis Presley joke from Tony Higgins by the end of the day. Good luck everybody.